This song has been done at blazing fast speeds and is gorgeous ballads. In this video, you're going to get a map of useful targets and why I picked them to use over Arthur Schwartz's jazz standard, You and the Night in the Music. Hi, my name is Jason Klobnak and I'm a jazz trumpeter from Denver, Colorado that helps musicians find a better way to improvise. If you're looking for a quick jazz improv tip that will help your soloing, then you've come to the right place. I've probably played this song dozens of times, but it was always either as a trumpet player in the section of a big band, or rather with a singer, which means other than taking a solo, I never needed to memorize the melody. If you've been following this series, then you know that this is the year I'm trying to change that and get my butt in gear and learn more standards. There was one vocalist I worked with years ago named Yvonne Underhill. Such an incredible voice and entertainer. I love what she did with the melody to You and the Night in the Music when she sang it. It was a perfect blend of Bill Evans meets Anita O'Day. At least how I heard the interpretation. If you're ready, let's map it out. If you're not quite sure what that means, be sure to stick around for the rest of the video and check out some of the previous masterclasses where we've mapped out other standards. One thing that I thought we might do differently in this video was to talk about why I'm picking the targets that I am, and to also, hopefully, simplify the map even more for those that might be starting out. In previous videos, we talked about the harmonic progression to help choose the targets. But over the past week, I had a few private messages from some asking, but what are they? And why are you choosing that one? Or even this question, why do you have multiple targets? I'm so confused. So let's start at the beginning. What's a target? A target is a note that we aim for at the end of our line to make it like a point of punctuation. It's a good sounding resolved note. The targets can be chord tones like the root, the third, fifth, or seventh. Some even simplify it and use what's known as guide tones, which are the thirds and the sevenths of chords. But really, a target can be any note that fits the harmonic moment you're punctuating. I've talked about macro targets, which are ones that fit a key area, and then micro targets, which are ones that fit the chord of the moment. The question that inevitably comes is, how do you choose? Ideas that connect well have good voice leading, which is a way of saying stepwise motion. I want my targets to be in close proximity from each other to help make the line smooth when I want it smooth. And if I want to change it up, it's good to have other options for targets, which is why the maps in previous videos had a few different options. In reality, when I'm playing in real time, that map expands out significantly, but only after I've had time to get familiar and comfortable with the chord changes. Did macro targets help me achieve that? What about micro targets? It might have been a combination of the two that gave me the best possibilities. In this week's map, I decided to work out targets that blends the macro with the micro. In the A section, I'm using a combination of thinking in E flat major for my targets because C minor and E flat major are relative to each other, which also means that they share the same key signature. So I started with the G as my first target. That's the fifth of C minor, but it's also the third of E flat. Now I can take that and find a path between targets that are either a whole step or a half step away from each other. The B section is more micro, but I'm still looking for that smooth voice leading between the targets. Here's my map of targets that I'm intending to hit along the way. To make this simpler for those just starting out, I have only provided one target to aim for at a time. I'm going to look for paths between the targets that are in close proximity to each other. As I get more comfortable with the form and changes though, I will eventually venture out and include more options. Ultimately, as I've said in other videos, the goal is to be comfortable enough with them that when I play with other musicians, I'm focused on musical communication with them and not the targets themselves. You will notice on the target map, the slashes will represent where I introduce tension to get to the next target. When I talk about using tools to get to targets, those tools introduce tension before I get to my resolution, or punctuation if we keep the analogy that I used earlier. There are a number of tools that you can use to get to these targets. I'll use a variety of them in the play-along example. If you'd like to check out some of those tools and how to use them to get to your targets, there are links below in the description that will help you out. I'm going to play a chorus and then give you an opportunity to try out this map on this video as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that it has added value or benefit to your playing in some way. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell that's right next to it that lets you know when another video comes out. And if you know any other musician that might find this useful, you can share it with them too. Until then, my name is Jason Klobnak, and I'll see you on the next one.